loves, welcome back for another video. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Ashley and today we're going to be filming another hair tutorial. So we're working with OMGHERHAIR and they sent over not one, not two, but 3 different wigs for me to try out for you guys. Also included in the package was this brush. They also gave me a comb and they also gave me wig caps, which is super cool to get free gifts. So I'm going to be starting out with this one here, and this one is a nice curly 8-inch bob. You guys seem to absolutely love these super short bobs on me because they always do well. This is what this one looks like in the inside. You guys can see it's a lace front wig where you kind of have a little bit more parting in the center than you do on the outer. If you have a lace frontal wig, you'll have that same amount of parting from ear to ear. They also give you this gorgeous adjustable strap in the back. This one is not like the bra strap one where it's like adjustable in the middle. You actually like slide it across for it to adjust, which is super cool. You guys know step 1 for me is always to remove the excess lace around my eyebrows so that I can see what I'm doing and I don't mess up my eyebrows if they are drawn in. And this is what the wig looks like on. So you guys can see it's super short and tapered in the back. It kind of has that Betty Boop feel if you kind of look at it, kind of like a heart shape in the back. Super cute. Mine is a little off centered because I wanted the parting a little bit over. So make sure if you do like adjust your parting that the center aligns, because that will be clockable. So this is what the front looks like in the hairline. I always like to see if it's pre-plucked and what work it needs. In this case, I pretty much think it's good to go. I don't really feel the need to pluck it or anything like that, but of course I always recommend that you customize your lace and make sure that it is exactly to your liking. Also make sure you go behind the hairline when you pluck and tweeze so that you don't risk over plucking or tweezing. I'm going to be using this eyebrow razor here. I absolutely love these for a more natural look to my lace. So these can get pretty tricky. It took me a while to get the hang of it. Sometimes when you hold it at a certain angle, it feels like it's not cutting, but you kind of gotta just understand and know how to hold it and what angle to push against the lace when you kind of like cut in order to get it to move. But as you guys can see, it's not a nice, clean, smooth, you know, cut across. It kind of is jagged and it's almost what you want so that the line of demarcation where the lace stops and begins and your forehead stops and begins is a little less clockable. It kind of makes it to where you kind of have to focus a little bit, whereas when it's a straight line, it's super easy to see the lace. Something that I've definitely learned from watching others, especially on Instagram. So you do both sides, and then once you're done, you definitely want to go around the ear. You guys can see when you pull on this wig, it definitely covers my ear. You want to make sure that it goes around the ear and kind of cuffs and sits there nice and neat, so that way the wig is flawless, because if you don't, literally the wig will be sitting on top of your ear. So I went ahead and applied my adhesive to my hairline. From there, I went ahead and let that get a little bit taut, and then I applied the lace directly on top. You guys can see I did apply the adhesive a little bit forward on my forehead, so it's a little bit shiny there. I'm going to take my rat tail comb and kind of just work that lace and make sure that it dries super flat and flawless. And I kind of like to tease the baby hair in the front so that it kind of moves and kind of dries in that glue as well for a more natural finish. Again, kind of covering and camouflaging that lace and kind of just making it look a little bit more more natural. As you see here, all the hair in the front kind of goes in different directions, and it just makes it look a little bit more, you know, flawless. So here I am with the electric hot comb. I do love to make sure that the crown and the parting area are super flat. On me, the curly from root to tip just doesn't work. It always looks a little bit more wiggy, especially with these short curly bobs. I can never just have it curly in the root. So I kind of straighten it and I will apply a little bit of heat, and then I'm still going to go in with like my curly products and water so that if it, you know, fluffs up, it's cool, but it just doesn't look as wiggy. It looks a little bit more seamless and flawless and flat, if that makes any sense. And I just go around till I get it to my liking, and then I'm gonna move on to the baby hair. So next up is the baby hair. As you guys can see, I did the opposite side first. I was going for a no baby hair look originally, and then I decided to, you know, kind of just play up the hairline a little bit and just swoop the entire thing. Now this has worked in many of my tutorials in the past, and I definitely do this sometimes. And just kind of finesse it and kind of just make it have a little bit of a look. But for some reason with this wig, it just didn't work. And that's the thing about it. If you have an exact technique of how you work with one lace, when you move on to another, you'll see that sometimes that may not work. Every wig is different, especially when you, you know, try different hair and different lace from different companies. So like I said, I did try to swoop on that side and just kind of finesse that hairline, and it just looks crazy. So we are going to go ahead and fix it. Right now I am using wax. I like to switch my products up sometimes. Mousse is always the way to go when it comes to baby hair or an edge control if you have one that you love, but sometimes wax does work as well. I liked it in this case, but I didn't love it, so I will go back later in the video with the mousse, and you'll see that in just a moment. now we're going in with our Holy Grail wax stick. I absolutely love this stuff. I have it linked down below, and I also have my new Amazon store linked in the description box as well. There are a few different categories in my store. First up is going to be my hair store, where you have all the products that I use to apply and install my wigs. I have my favorite hair clips in there, my favorite blow dryer. I have this spray bottle here, what I use in my parting, literally everything I use, no matter what type of texture of wig that I do or use, hot tools and all that are in that store. So it is linked in the description bar, and I also have listed out everything I used in this particular video for you guys to check out. Here I am. I just applied the water after I went ahead and added the contour powder in the parting. I am going to add a styling product. I love the way it looks with just water, but as you guys know, if you just leave it with water and it dries up, it will dry up back to its natural state, and sometimes it'll be a little bit more frizzy. So adding a styling product just helps to make sure that the style locks in and seals, and this looks super flawless. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of it. And that's pretty much it. This literally was the easiest bob to install. I always find that curly bobs, texture bobs are always easier than straight bobs, especially if you do it yourself, just because I feel like, oh, there's a piece of hair. You kind of feel like if you cut it yourself, sometimes it'll play tricks on you whether it's even or not, and you keep cutting like a little here, and then you realize you cut too much, you gotta cut a little here, and then before you know, you end up with a door bob. Now this one is short. I did kind of twist it a little bit because it was pre-parted. Now I could have definitely re-parted it myself, but I liked the part that they have, and you guys know parting is pretty tedious because, again, that messes with you too, where you kind of feel like, let me move it a little bit, no, let me keep it a little bit, let me move it a little bit. So I went ahead and just worked with what they provided and just shifted it, so it is a little bit like smidge it up if you pay attention, but if you don't pay attention, you really would not notice. Also, I find that when you do bobs that are this short, you have to make sure that comb is down in the back, depending on the shape of your head or how long it is, just because if that comb is up, you might start to see like your real kitchen right here. So that's just a quick tip. Make sure that the hair is down, or the comb is down. Now I started off by doing a little bit of baby hair, or just slicking it down right here, and decided I wanted to do baby hair. I used wax to go ahead and slick it at first, but I do find that wax gives a different finish than foam lotion. It just looks a little bit more dry and dull, so I'm just going to go over it just a little bit so that it looks better. One, super simple and easy. As you guys seen, OMGHERHAIR did send over a few wigs for me to try out, so I'm actually going to be trying out one a month. This one here was I believe an 8-inch bob. Now it was kind of tapered, where it's like super short in the back and it comes out and longer in the front. So they sent over this one, and this one definitely is a curly bob. They also sent over a straight bob, and then they also sent over a longer wig that is straight with like pressed curls, and that one has like highlights around in like a honey brown color. So like I said, I'll be doing one wig a month. This one was my October wig. I'll do the other bob for November, and then I'll do the highlights for December, which will be perfect for the holidays. Let me know what you guys think of this one. I absolutely love it. I'm just missing my earrings. I kind of feel like I look dull when I don't have my earrings in. Nonetheless, the wig itself looks super gorgeous. So make sure you check out the description box for a link to this wig as well as the details on it. Also, I have an Amazon store now. I'll say that in a couple more videos just so that everybody will know. And that's where you can find a list of all the items that I use and pretty much shop all those products. But literally everything I use for straight hair, curly hair, textured hair, every single hair, everything I use in all my tutorials are in that store, and I'll leave the exact items I used in this video also linked below the store. So check out the description box. All of the goodies are there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It'll help me out a lot. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Smooches!